All right. Welcome back, guys. All right, let's get into the Gundam Spiegel or the Shadow Gundam. It's ninja time, exactly. Not sure what to make of this kit. It is a design that I don't know. It's a design that I think like every time I see it, I'm just thinking about, okay, what would I change about this design? Like, there's certain aspects of the design that I just don't really like. So I'm just thinking like, I don't really like the long skirt being so long. The shoulders are so giant. I'm not really a big fan of like the sword like blades being attached onto like the back of the arms, and like every time I think about it, I'm just like, I actually don't really like any aspect of this design, but somehow I'm still like kind of interested in it. So I don't know. Let's build it up and then I'll see what I think. But I think like ultimately, if and when I ever get around to like customizing this and like wanting to like customize the design, I'll just have to like rehaul everything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, if and when it comes to that, I don't know what I'm actually gonna do with this thing, but something. I don't know. Anyway, it should be interesting though. It's the old Master Grade. When was this out? 2002. So, yeah, it's an oldie. You can tell by the fact that the first thing that we build is the arms. It's not like it's not like a typical build where you usually start off with the body. Yeah, I don't know. It's strikes it. It looks more like a samurai more than a ninja. Even that, like, it's sort of like it's like a samurai mixed with like a German soldier, which is a strange mix. So like the long skirts on it, like for example, sort of give that appearance of like a samurai's sort of like longer skirt armor, but also sort of looks like a German long coat, kind of. So I don't know. And like the circles on the front also are kind of like reminiscent of like samurai like armor detail, I guess, but also just sort of looks like coat buttons. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, and like the helmet obviously is, you know, reminiscent of both as well. So it's like, I forgot it has this here. We have this, we can look at it. Yeah. It strikes me a little bit as like equal parts German soldier and samurai. Yeah, he's supposed to be based off an SS soldier. Yeah, that's what I mean. German samurai sounds awesome. I don't know. Well, yeah, it is what it is. That's what it looks like. Just not really a fan of blades attached onto the back of the arms. I don't like that about the Heavy Arms Gundam. I don't like that about this Gundam. I don't like that about what was that? It was the Hikija, the HD Armblood Orphans kit that had the knife on the back of the arm as well. I think Hikija, right? The one that looked like a weird clown. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that particular aspect, design aspect. Beats to build Gunpla too. This kit also has a bunch of screws, and if they're very tight, I don't. Let's see, where's my thing here? I need to get my pliers if any of these screws are particularly tight, which they tend to be. I need to give these pliers a brush. They're getting kind of rusty, which is not good. Anyway, great for stabbing, not so much slashing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know. Just saying, I don't really like the design. So let's see, this is TP2. which is this one, right? I guess so. Looks like that. One of these. Also, the hands are just rubber, like not even like polycap material, they're just rubber. Soft rubber. The hands are soft rubber, and the bottoms of the feet are also soft rubber, so definitely got to change those parts of this kit as well. When it comes to customizing this, or like doing like the full build-up of this. Can be having rubber hands and rubber bottoms of the feet. Rubber bottoms of the feet I can kind of understand because maybe Bandai, just wants to make it so that the kit stands really well. So the soft rubber maybe like is a little bit better for that. But I need my other screwdriver, or I might just not use the screws, because generally on these kits you can get by without actually using the screw. So where's my other screwdriver? Let's see if I can find it's easier for doing this. Yeah. I think it's over there somewhere. There it is. Be too small though. It'll work. Get some Nazi decals on this. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm good on that one. I'm not one of those people who's like against putting Nazi decals on stuff like historical models, but I don't think I necessarily need to put some on a Gundam. Yeah. Don't enjoy how much of a pain in the ass those screws are. But there you go, that's in, and that's supposed to be like that. And you can probably maybe tighten that up a little bit more. It's tight enough though for me. I'm sure it'll be fine. So, and pop this one here onto the side of there to cover up the screw. Oh, that's cool. That fits on there. Then our elbow joint, we need like this, one here, actually that one goes down. Do you have any tips on what nippers to use? Of course, use a Gundam Store nippers. That's what I use, and I just got, if you guys saw my video yesterday, I just got a couple new sets of those, so it's what I'll be continuing to use for the foreseeable future. I like them, they work good. And I think it's like if you order them, then you get free shipping, I think it is, if I'm remembering correctly from the site. So, like if you're ordering stuff from Use a Gundam Store and you buy those nippers as well, then your shipping is free, something like that. So cool deal. Have I tried any of 30 minutes missions? Yes, I've built a bunch of 30 minutes mission stuff. I've got the Rabbit here in the queue to build, and also a couple of customized scene base. These are just like meant for 1/44 scale kits in general, but they're kind of advertised as being kind of like for 30 minutes mission stuff. But it looks kind of interesting, so I'm looking forward to checking that out, just see what see what the deal is with those. Alright, so we got some screws here on the elbow joint as well. And after just bending it a couple times and it popping apart, I can see maybe why we need the screw here. So let's go ahead and put that on. This is number 4. There's 2 different types of screws which look exactly the same here, but I think it's this one. Need that. And one of these. Here. Go. And then I can assume this part goes over the back there. It's a little bit later step, but we'll go ahead and pop that on there. XN Sever. Hey, Zacharias, I'm sure you've been hounded this question since you've gone live, but what do you think about the MG Testament? I don't know. I mean, not that I've noticed. I have answered the question already, yes, but I haven't noticed a bunch of people asking about the Testament. But just to recap my thoughts on the Testament, I think that it looks cool, but I don't know if I'm gonna bother getting one or not. Where's the handle piece? Where's that? There you are. Yeah. Just again, the Master Grade, the Dragon Ball Momoko Testament kit that I built years ago, I ended up just not really being that interested in it. So, I mean, like, after I built it, and it was a cool kit, and it's a good, solid kit, but I just thought, like, I'm never really gonna mess with it much, so I actually ended up selling that. So, yeah, again, just, I thought if I didn't really care that much to own that one and just wanted to sell it, then probably won't find myself being all that much interested in Bandai's version either. The Testament is another one too where there's aspects of the design that I like and aspects that I don't like. I don't really care for the weapons of the Testament at all. Like the shield thing, the backpack, I like the backpack just as a backpack, not as like a claw weapon. As a backpack, it's fine. Like the other like it's like the Tricaros something shield weapon the other weapon that it has on the arm with the claw and all that. Not really a big fan of that. I don't really like pistols with my Gundams either, so the whole pistols as weapons, I'm also not interested in that either. So ultimately, what I would end up doing with that is just like at least rehauling its weapons, giving it all like different custom weapons or something like that. And so at that point, you know, I don't know, it's just kind of not really that worth it for me, I think. Let's see, this goes on here, and then you're meant to turn this, and that locks it into place, I guess, probably, hopefully, I guess. And the shoulder armor will attach up onto there. Very empty, spacious shoulder armor here. Well, it's pretty big shoulder armor, so as you might expect it to be pretty hollow. But this forearm part here too is another locking mechanism, so a lot of reliance on locking the frame parts into place and putting it on and turning it, which is fine. I mean, it works. Something you don't really see Bandai doing a whole lot too much anymore these days with their kits. I guess they've probably figured out better ways to do that, but it's cool to see. Let's see, and this little part goes to the back like that, and then we can put our hands in here. So the hand, yeah, the solid rubber hands are not cool, and I'm not a fan at all. But let's just go ahead and put in our fists for the moment. So there's the arm, and so yeah, and that will fold out like that, and you got the handle on here as well, which you can hold for when it's doing its thing. So I mean, it works pretty well. It's not sharp at all. You definitely would want to file that down, make it look sharper to make it look cool. But I mean, the articulation seems pretty good so far. So let's continue on, shall we? Oof. Y'all, I need a recommendation for an MG to buy. Tommy, a recommendation for an MG to buy? Buy the Curios. It's brand new, it's a cool kit, it's great. It's good. The Faz, yeah, it's a fun build. Maybe not for everyone though, it's kind of a brick. Not a whole lot that you can do with that. It's an interesting build, yeah. A Gumpla. Hi Zach. I got the joke, and I need to go get a tissue. Yeah, the sword looks like a bread knife. Yeah, it's not a very intimidating looking sword. Alright. Love my bricks, Sentinel love. Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing against brick kits. But when it comes to recommendations, I generally maybe wouldn't recommend a kit that's particularly bricky, because you don't know what people are into. Some people don't like kits that are like that, and especially master grades, which I guess when you think brick kits, probably the first, second, and third kits that come to mind are probably different master grade kits, because you don't necessarily have like brick HG kits. There's maybe a couple, but MG kits are probably what most people think of when they think of brick kits. But yeah, I wouldn't really recommend a kit that's generally thought of as a brick kit to anyone who's just looking for recommendations. Unless they said like, oh, I'm looking for recommendations, I'm a really big fan of Gundam Sentinel, then okay, that makes sense. Alright, more screw action. So here. And like a lot of the older master grades, they only have like a couple screws, maybe not too many. And I wish I could say that about this one, but it has quite a few. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 screws, something like that. So, no shortage of them here. Deep Striker, the XS, Phasmerka, all bricks, yeah. Even like the Full Armor Unicorn. The Full Armor Gundams, not necessarily as much of a brick kit. If you have it equipped with all of the full armor stuff, then it gets kind of bricky, and the Psycho Zaku as well. If you have everything equipped on there, the base kit itself is not really that much of a brick. I mean, you can get plenty of movement out of it if you don't have it loaded up with everything. But if you got everything on there, then yeah, it's gonna be quite limited. That's what you can really do with it at that point. Let's see. Thought that looked backwards. Is Xtreme dropping frames or everyone is just me? It could be that it's dropping frames. Sorry if it is. The internet does be here from time to time, I think. Jumping G's. Don't let that screw pop out of there. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Keeps pausing for you? Well, sorry. The stream is not going through clearly, guys. Don't know if there's much I can do about it, sorry to say. There we go. Then, let's see. This on, here, where it is. Here it is. 180 degrees, turn on that. Pop this one in here. That one there. This one here. This one up on top of here. And now that we've got the arms done, wish we could plug them onto something, but the arms are what you build first, so we have to wait to actually build the torso later on. And I don't think that is next. I think, what's next? The legs are next. You build the arms, then the legs, then you get around to building like the torso and the head and all that. So there's the arms. I mean, they look pretty good. Okay. Oof. 144p. What's that about? Sorry. Let's see. As far as any seam lines on it, though, I mean, it's pretty well covered. All the seams, like the upper arm is just one solid piece, so no seam there. The shoulder, the seam is disguised there as just a detail. The lower arm as well, you got no seam line on that. So far on the arms, you got no seam lines at all, which for a 2002 Master Grade, that's saying something right there. So off to a good start. We'll see how it goes on the legs as well, but the legs seem to be designed to not really have much in the way of seam lines either. So we'll see once we get this all put together, but pros and cons. I mean, rubber hands, that's a big minus, but no seams, that's a big plus. Too mad about that. Alright, so let's see. And the rubber parts on the feet, I mean, are just, it's really just the very bottom of the feet, so it's not really going to be much of an issue, I think, in this case. Whereas the hands, I mean, it's the full hand. That kind of sucks, but with the feet, it's just the bottom side of the feet, so you can kind of probably just leave that as it is. Some people actually will paint the underside of the feet and actually like detail up the underside of the feet. Usually I don't, because usually I just like to keep my painted kits just in like a plain standing pose, so you'll never see the bottom of the feet ever, so it doesn't really matter. So I'll paint the parts, but I won't really bother like detailing them. And so, like for this kit in particular, yeah, it's the parts. I mean, I would just kind of just leave as they are. I wouldn't even bother trying to paint the soft rubber. I would just leave it. It's just gonna be on the underside of the feet where no one's ever gonna see it. So there you go, like that. And it's got that kind of like older style where the feet are a little bit too wide. I think I would prefer the feet were a little bit thinner, narrower. So something I'm certain I would want to modify about this kit when it came down to it. Let's see. We got our pistons here. Here we go. That goes like that. And it's going in here. The lower leg. Where? How? Just in here like that? I guess that's right. And it says to just lock the foot in with the frame at this point, but I think you can probably pop it in later, which would be a little easier to do, it seems like, but I'll just follow the manual. And we want this side like this, and this one goes on this part. We got 2 screws here. So it's P5, I think it's, whoops, I think this one. 1 and 2. Yep. Spiegel is Ninja Man's Gundam. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? That he is Japanese, being Domon's brother. Right? How easy is it gonna be to pop this foot in if I don't put it in right now? This is one of those parts of the build where it takes a little bit of a balancing act to hold everything together while you're trying to put it together. There we go. Because not only do I need to get these parts just to stay together like that, now I have to put in the screws as well to tighten it up. It seems like without putting the screws on this part, maybe like the armor would hold it together well, but just the frame itself, if you didn't use these screws, the frame wouldn't stay together here, so you definitely need the screws at least for this part. A clone? Ah. Oh no. Was he? Was it not Domon's actual brother? I thought... maybe I missed what you guys were talking about. And it's very possible that I'm not remembering all the details of the G Gundam story. There you go. Tight enough, if not maybe almost a little bit too tight, but... So got a nice, good, strong connection there anyway. Maybe loosen that up a little bit. Just worried if it's too tight. Hey, Zach, do you recommend the RG full armor unicorn? Yeah. If you wanted a full armor unicorn, it's a good bet. Good choice. Good option for the full armor unicorn. It's certainly a lot more mobile than the master grade, and certainly a lot more sturdy than the high grade. So yeah, I'd say yeah, go for it. Let's see, PCB over here as well. Oof. How are they gonna do a ball and socket joint for the hips on a mobile fighter? Sad days. So that just goes on there like, oh no, that's wrong. Like this, I have that upside down. This piston part there like that. And we can close this up. Oop, I popped out. Oh man, and more HGFC kits, Maxter Rose, Spiegel Bolt. Yeah, I love that. Some new G Gundam kits would be very cool. certainly. Let's see. Did I miss putting the screw into that part? Or we haven't got to that part yet? Oh no, there it is. I just missed that. Okay. This one. And the top would also be that one? Yes, okay. These guys. 1 and 2. Zach, which RG Zaku is the best, or are they generally all the same? I've only ever built the original green Zaku and the Shard Zaku. I haven't built any of the high mobility type RG Zakus. But I would recommend just getting a Master Grade Zaku version 2.0. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I think a much better build and definitely worth the price. I mean, unless you're a super big RG fan, then yeah, go for that I guess. But I don't remember the RG Zaku being that bad, even though the hip joint on mine broke. I was just not careful with it, I think. But that said, a lot of people do not like the RG Zaku, or like, because it's one of the earlier Bandai really started to do the RGs better. People generally, as far as I know, don't really consider the RG Zaku to be one of the better RGs. So yeah, my recommendation for you would be just to go with the 2.0. Everyone who's ever built the Master Grade 2.0 Zaku agrees that the 2.0 Zaku Master Grade is fantastic. Whereas on the RG, opinions seem a little bit more mixed, so maybe just go for the Master Grade, I would say. Obviously, the different high mobility type variants are going to be more expensive, but just like the regular one, it's not going to be all that much. Okay, we can close this knee joint up now. Then there we go. That needs to be in there properly, please. And then we can finally get to putting some of the armor on this leg. Now that we're through with all that screw nonsense. So no seam line there. And here. And here. Looks like kind of what would be sort of like a seam line here on the side of the leg, like right there, but I think you could just count that as a panel line basically between these two front and back panels, the lower leg there, so not really too bad. Got the ankle armor, and it just pops around there. Also, not really a big fan of how massive the ankle armor is on this as well. I mean, it's got kind of bulky legs in general, I guess. But let's see. No, it's like that. There we go. Yeah, so no seam lines on the arms or the legs. That's very nice. So there you go. Pretty good. I mean, it's lacking detail. There's not a lot of detail there, but no seam lines, and I mean, like, the articulation seems pretty good. I mean, look at that. For a 2002 Master Grade, that's pretty good, I gotta say. So some really nice articulation because of the screws, and I think they could have made this without the screws, and it would be plenty solid enough. But the screws definitely do seem to help to keep the frame very solid. So I mean, very solid, and articulation is good, no seam lines. I gotta say, pretty impressed by this old geezer. Do you still plan to review the PG Unicorn Final Battle version? Well, I wasn't really planning on it. I still plan on building that kit eventually, someday. Like, it's not like in my queue to review anytime soon. It's not a priority at all. It's just there for whenever I do eventually want to build it. The frame is known as the fighting action from the G Gundam Masquerade. Yeah. There is like a special marking on the box. Yeah, for this. So it's kind of interesting. You know, I knew that about the G Gundam Master Grade kits, that they were like advertised to have like the special inner frame that was like better, but I didn't really expect a whole lot, because I mean, still, it's 2002, so I didn't really expect, you know, I expected to still be not so great, but I gotta say, pleasantly surprised. What's the oldest kit that you have that you plan to review but you haven't gotten around to for one reason or another? Like oldest as in like the age of the kit is old, or like I've had it for the longest? I suppose you mean probably one that I've had for a long time that I've not gotten around to reviewing. In that case, I'd have to think about that. I mean, ones that I've had for a long time. I mean, the GP01 RG kits I've had for a while, so those would probably be up there among ones that I've had for a long time that I've not gotten around to reviewing. So, just thinking back to like when I first started my channel, because when I first started my channel, I didn't have a very big backlog at the time. You can go back and like think in my very first video, or one of my maybe it was my very first. I think I showed like a little tour around my room at the time, and like any backlog kits that I had at the time, that was pretty much it. So I didn't have a lot of stuff at that time. So I mean, you can go back and check out that video and see, you know, what's in there that I've never actually reviewed. I'm sure there's some things. I'll just move these armor parts out of the way. Snake. Do you still have the HG-EZ8? Yeah. I've still got the HG-EZ8. I haven't had that one for that long, as long as other things, but yeah, I still got the HG-EZ8 that I know still need to review, and that's one that people ask about still. And I don't know, what's another one? The Gya is another one I know I've had for quite a while that I've not yet reviewed. I brought that out. Did I put it here? Yeah, I put it here because I put it here on the shelf to review it soon, because I know it's one that I've had and not reviewed for a long ass time. So our Gya will be another one. Like this is correct. Carefully. There's that. And what screws do I need here for this one? It was these, not these. What? These. Sucks and it sucks. I'm not showing you my feet, so no. It's not that I'm against showing my feet. I'm not like shy about my feet. I'm just not really into fulfilling strange requests like that. Sorry. You know, one guy asked to show my feet, and I oblige, and then, you know, the next thing I know, people are asking to show all kinds of stuff, and I have to, I did it once, I gotta do it for everybody, so I'm not gonna go down that road. What are your thoughts on the newly announced Zono? I've talked about the Testament Gundam twice already, so I won't get into that again, but I'll just say at the moment I'm still on the fence as to whether I want to pre-order or not. I'm leaning towards probably not. Yeah, this one here. Did you dye your hair already? Did your hair dye already grow out? Yeah, it didn't. It didn't really grow out. It just kind of faded. So I don't know if just the. I don't know if it's just my hair or the hair dye was not like good. I had it like professionally done at the hair studio, like hair salon. So I don't know, just she didn't do it very well, or I don't know. Just because of Dawn. I'm not like out in the sun that much. So I don't know why. But for one reason or another, yeah, it surely didn't grow out. My hair doesn't grow that fast. So I guess probably what happened with my hair color is that it just kind of faded. Thoughts on SMS pre-mixed paints for beginner airbrushing, or should I learn to mix myself? That's a tough question, because I have mentioned, I think it was in the last, or in a previous episode of the live stream show with Adam on the USA Gundam TV channel, we were talking about SMS paints, and I brought up the point that I thought that they were good for beginners because you don't need to worry about mixing, and they're already pre-mixed, so it could be better, you know, for beginners to just feel less intimidated about getting into airbrushing, because I know that's one thing people worry about is they're concerned about mixing the paints properly or whatever. So, but that said, you know, learning how to mix paints and thin paints properly is just something that you just have to do eventually anyway. So I mean, I don't know, you see the issue there, right? Yes, they're very beginner friendly, but if you're reliant on that and you never learn to how to thin your paints, which is not that complicated, then you know you're limiting yourself. So I would say maybe get some just to like get the feel for just airbrushing, but then I mean don't be reliant on that too. I mean, like, SMS paints are good if you want to still, I mean, just if you want to just stick to using SMS paints just in general, just because you like the paints, then that's fine. But I would recommend still, you know, after getting your feet wet and getting a feel for airbrushing, I would recommend trying out some other kinds of paints as well, just to get a feel for thinning and all that as well. But you know, if you find yourself just liking SMS paints, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't only use them because you want to avoid learning how to mix, learning how to thin paints would be my recommendation for you. Yes. Indeed. Wait, is this a new MG Shadow? It's certainly not a new MG Shadow Gundam. It's the old one. The 18-year-old one. He's old enough to buy cigarettes now. Is that still 18 or is that 16? I think buying cigarettes is 18, isn't it? $16 is just only driving. Maybe it depends on your state, but as far as I can remember, I haven't lived in America for a while. Maybe things have changed, but there you go. All right, now, excuse me, Manuel, I would like to build the torso now, if I could, please. Nope, but apparently, oh yeah, we will. Okay, we build the torso and the waist section like at the same time, which is kind of odd. So, all right then. 21 now in most places. Oh really? Cigarettes is 21. Wow. I think now that you mention that, I think I remember hearing about that. I just kind of forgot. But that's, I don't know, good I guess. I mean, smoking's not good for you, so personally I think that, you know, less people smoking is for the best, but at the same time that's pretty high of an age to get people to, or to limit people being able to smoke to 21. That's, I don't know, that would be an issue I would have to think about a little bit more. And I can't quite tell which way these are supposed to go in there, but this is supposed to go like this, and this one here. Zach, so which one you gonna work on for the G theme? Which one of these two? I actually didn't really plan on doing too much more with these other than just building them up for the review. I wasn't really planning on painting up or doing any kind of custom work on either of these like at the moment. But maybe the Nobel Gundam, if I have time. We'll see. Because there's other projects and things that I have planned, but if we can, maybe I'll do something special with the Nobel Gundam because it's smaller, simpler. This is a kit, like as I've been mentioning, there's a lot of things about this kit that I think ultimately I'll probably want to change about the design. So it would be much more of a project that I don't think I'll be doing at this time, but later on, yes. For now, if I do anything with either of these, it'll maybe just be the Nobel. And we need part of the skirt. This part goes on here like that. Interesting. And this one here. Oops. One of the larger screws here for this, looks like. Let's see. I was one of those idiots who started smoking at 17, wasn't able to quit till I was 23. Vaping helped. Quit that a year ago at 28. Well, glad to hear it. Perception check. Glad to hear you were able to quit. Yeah. I don't know. I've never been a smoker, so it's kind of, you know, it's hard to say. And I know people do it for different reasons. When I was younger, like around 18, around that time, I used to smoke like cigars, but that was just like something fun, like silly to do like with my friends. I was in a band at the time, so like me and a couple of bandmates would just like enjoy just smoking cheap cigars while we were hanging out like after shows or something. But it wasn't like a thing I did every day or even like every other day. It's like maybe once a week. Do need to use my larger screwdriver for this larger screw. This small little screwdriver is not big enough. But there we go. Try to get this as tight as I can. Yeah. You see the KR2 in the back of my office? No KR2s here. It hasn't come yet, unfortunately. Should be coming pretty soon though, I suppose. Alright, so there's that. Then these parts, the main armor parts, will go over the front and torso. So at a time when they still hadn't really engineered a good way to do like a good like ab crunch. So still the abdominal articulation is still not going to be very good, I think, on this one, unfortunately. So let's see, that's there, then this one here, and this one here. Maybe not right here, above that. There we go. Like that, up. And this one onto here, and this one onto here. Seems strange. Seems like it's like something's not pushed in all the way, or it's supposed to be like that. I think probably once we get the core fighter in there, maybe, or the core lander, they're called, right? Then maybe that will be a little bit better fit. I don't think I put it in wrong. It seems like without anything behind it, it's just kind of not fitting in there properly, it looks like. There we go, there's those. Then what about all these little bits? When do we put these on? Much later on? When? How am I not seeing this? When do we put these on? Oh, here it is. We got these little yellow bits on the front of here. Yeah. A little flash. It's going to prevent us getting a good connection there. Now that you said that, Zach, what instrument did you play, and do you still play it? No, Zono, I don't still play anything anymore. I just don't have the time. But I played a bass guitar. We were just kind of metal band. Yeah. I don't think I have any on my phone. But where do I have? So I don't even think I have any on my computer either. Fortunately, I'd play you guys a tune. We did record a couple of songs. Not like fantastic recording, but you know, if you're used to like local band EPs and stuff of that time, of like metal bands and stuff, I think the quality of what we made is probably something that wouldn't be too much of a shock to you. It's pretty probably like on par with what you would expect from something like that. But yeah, anyway, we have a couple of songs recorded. I've got them on my MP3 player in my car. But I don't have any here, I think, so next time maybe I'll try to remember to bring that with me. Have you ever tried LEDs in a kit? I've put in an LED, I think probably only in one or two things. I know I put an LED into one of the Hygogs I built. Yeah, I built and painted two HD Hygogs, and both the one of those I put an LED into. Yes. And that's kind of pretty much it. I think, I don't even remember. I think, if I remember correctly, I'd have to go back and check actually, but if I remember correctly, I think I put an LED into the custom Hymock that I made as well. Maybe. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not really a big fan of, I mean, number one, I just don't really know how to do, I mean, I won't lie. I just don't, I'm just not knowledgeable in LED stuff. So that's problem number one. But problem number two is just that I just don't really care too much about LED work in Gundam kits, because I mean, it looks cool for like that one time when you're gonna take a picture of the kit with the LEDs on, but then after that, when you just got it like on the shelf, you're never gonna turn the LEDs on most of the time, right? Unless you like wire it up with like a motion sensor or something like that, or like you have it like wired into like your display cabinet, where like whenever your display cabinet lights are on, then the LEDs in your kits will also turn on. Something like that would be awesome if you had something like that set up. But I definitely don't have anything like that set up, and I don't plan to have anything like that set up anytime in the future. So for me, it's just, there's not really any point for me in my mind of you know, putting LEDs into stuff. Like, it looks cool, but ultimately, I think there's not a whole lot of point to it. But it's not to hate on anyone who does do that. I mean, people do some awesome work with LEDs. I mean, when it's done well, it looks cool. Michael Wine is one in particular. What's Mike's Facebook page? Someone help me out here. I'm silly drawing a blank. It's something. Shit. What is that? Sorry, Mike. I don't think he's watching, but no, there's no. I'm pretty sure there's no MG Maxter, as far as I know, as far as I can remember. There's a 1/100 scale, but it's not an MG. Yeah. Someone help me out. What's Michael Wine's Facebook page? Gunder something. God. Okay, I'll look. It's like a titanium or Gundarium something. What is it? Anyone? Gundamonium? Is that right? No. Gundamonium? That's not right. Lucky. It's something like that though. I mean, that seems. I mean, is that right? I don't think that's right. But it's something like that. And it's just bothering me now. It doesn't really. It's not like the point that I was trying to make, but now I'm just frustrated that I can't remember what the name of it is. It's something. It's like just like that. Yes. Sorry. But I think it's slightly different. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know it's something like that, but it's not quite that. Man, this part here for like the neck, that just doesn't want to stay on if you don't have the head on. Gundamonium, something like that. Damn, I wish Mike was here. Well, maybe not. It's kind of embarrassing that I forgot. But I want to say, yeah, Gundamonium. That's right, right? Yeah, I was thinking that, but for some reason it wasn't sounding right in my mind. I was thinking it was some other sort of play on words, like related to like metal or something, like Gundarium or titanium, something like that. So anyway, Gundamonium. That's what it was, something like that. There you go. Damn. Maybe made the shoulder maybe a little bit too tight, or like the clearance on this is. There you go. Maybe I need to do like that. Yeah, it's one of those shoulder joints you have to plug it in and then rotate it for it to be locked into place, and I kind of screwed it up a little bit, but anyway, there it is now. So, all right, the body is done, but yeah, the chest, I think you need the core fighter in there, the core lander, for it to be popping out the chest properly. You're right, Zach. Gundarium. Gundanium? What? Now you guys got me all my stuff. Winged Wolf, does this kit come with one of those big figures? Yes, it does. It comes with 2 of them, actually. This is one of the few Mash Grade kits that comes with 2 of the 120 scale pilot figures. Yes, you have one of Schwartz Bruder, and you also have one of Rain Mikamura in her Schwartz Bruder cosplay outfit when she was like, I hate you, Dumbon. You're bad. So I'm gonna go with the other guy. So yeah. I actually already have one of this figure of Rain. I have one that I got at like a secondhand store in Japan for like 200 yen or something. So now I've got 2 of them. And the one of Schwartz is pretty cool. I just don't like, of course, that these are in soft plastic. But that's what you get. And you also get, speaking of getting things in soft plastic, you get 2 of the V-fin. You get an extra V-fin in soft plastic, so I guess you don't have to worry about breaking it. So that's convenient, I suppose. You guys are Alvins. Everyone keeps gender swapping, so I'm so confused. No, as far as I know, Prime 92 is female, and I've heard that from. I just kind of knew from her past videos. There's been like it hasn't been for a long time, as far as I know, but she did actually like show her face in previous videos, like a long time ago. But so I've seen those videos long ago, but aside from that, also, what the hell? Also, I've talked with Strider Prime about her. Strider Prime is friends with her. I think that's. As far as I know, she doesn't really communicate with pretty much anyone, like other than him, as far as I know. So, but anyway, yeah, and he's told me, not like, I don't know, I don't remember exactly how it came up. I don't want to say like confirmed. I didn't like ask him like, hey, is Prime 92 male or female? I didn't ask like that. I don't know how it came out. So, but just like, anyway, we were just talking something about that at one point years ago, and just he was referring to her as she. So I mean, I think I'd known that or heard that or whatever, and Anyway, it's all a very weird conversation. I don't honestly just don't really want to talk about it because I just don't really care. It doesn't matter at all. As far as I know, and as far as I've been told, she is a she, so she is a she, and she is a Gunpla YouTuber, and that's all I really care to know or need to know. So there you go. Feeling when I popped this part up into the head, I thought that was going to take off the sticker at the same time, but it didn't, fortunately. So there we go. The sticker is just barely poking out of there, though. There you go. That seems like it needs to go up in there farther, or that part's not pushed up all the way or something, but anyway. Got a sticker here on the back of the head here as well. And yeah, you got two V-fins. You got the soft V-fin, which I will not use. I'll just use the regular one, because I'm not a little baby. I don't break my V-fins. Even though I have before. There you go. Wasn't really paying too close attention to the manual, so hopefully I built everything right on that. And it's so weird how this has a V in the V-fin. Well, I guess it's a triangle, isn't it? But yeah, it's weird that it has like a little... So it's another thing that I know for sure that I definitely would change about the design of this when it came to like modifying it is I would fill in this section here in the front. This detail space in the middle of the head jewel there. I would just putty that in. Just make it a solid piece, not having a little detail inside there like that. But alright, there we are. And either I missed a couple of screws along the way, or we've got some leftovers, because we only have the core lander left to build, and there's no screws on that, so I think maybe we just have some extras. Which is fine, I just don't want to... Yeah, it seems like we maybe have like one extra of each type of screw, so that's cool. You just get some extras in case you lose one or something, so... Not some extras, you get one extra of each kind. Hey Zach, what is an old MG that you recommend? Well, honestly, this one is pretty good from building it. And so, if the other G Gundam Master Grades are similar like this, then I gotta say, they're not bad. But other old Master Grade kits that I would recommend, I mean the R782 Verka, which I just live built like 2 weeks ago, and as I said earlier, I recorded the review and edited the review for that yesterday, so later today I'll post the review for the MG Gundam Verka, which is also an older MG kit that I would recommend. There's certainly better versions of the MG Gundam, but they don't have that Verka flair, right? So, other older MGs though, like the EZ8, the Ground Gundam, the Ground Jim, the Master Grades from 8th MS team, basically, are pretty good. The Master Grade Goof Custom, not quite as good. The HGUC is way better. And I mean, I guess the same thing goes for the other ones, like the HGUC kits of the Ground Gundam, the EZ8, and all that. The HGUC kits are much better for all of those, but the Goof Custom, I think especially, like the Ground Gundam and the other different variants in Master Grade form. Yes, the high grade is better. The high grade HGUC kits are much better versions of the kit, but the Master Grade kits are still pretty solid old Master Grade kits if you just wanted a Master Grade kit of one of them. Whereas with the Master Grade Goof Custom, I wouldn't really go for the Master Grade unless you really, really wanted a 100 scale version of that. The HG is so much better. So those are just a couple of recommendations. The old God Gundam is highly on par with a lot of newer kits as well. Oh, that's good to know, Greg. As I'm sure I've mentioned at different times before, I really like the Master Gundam as well, and that's one that I would really, really hope for a 2.0 of. I'm sure if we ever got any 2.0 G Gundam kits, it would undoubtedly be the God Gundam first, but hopefully they would also do a Master Gundam as well. Not holding my breath on that because I don't think it's very likely at all, but I love the Master Gundam design. And I've just never really gotten around to buying either the high grade or the master grade because I didn't really like the look of them. But I don't know. After building this kit, I'm feeling a little bit more positive, like maybe I want to give the master grade a try. Maybe it's not so bad. So I don't know. We shall see. This one like that. And this one like this. Any of you guys who have built the Master Grade Gundam, can you confirm it's good or no good? Thanks, Zach, for your great videos. All the great videos all these years. You're welcome, Gundam Jr. Maybe for the 30th anniversary of G Gundam? Oh, this is, yeah, possible. I mean, if there was any time to do a 2.0 God Gundam, I suppose there's that, but I was gonna say, well, they just did recently the high-res God Gundam, so maybe they're not gonna do a Master Grade 2.0 anytime soon, but then again, they did a high-res Wing Gundam not that long ago, and they're doing the 2.0 of that. Sort of 2.0, it's the Verka, but it's essentially 2.0. So I guess just because they made a high res recently, a 2.0 of the Master Grade wouldn't necessarily be out of the question. So yeah, I'm finding once you put that core lander in, it's still the chest is weird. It's not like, I feel like this part is sunken in there more than it should be. Let me see. Yeah. Not supposed to be like that. Wasn't supposed to be like this. What did I do wrong? Not going to be excited if I have to take apart the whole chest part again. But as far as I can tell, I put it together right. So why is it strange? Anyway, the kit's done, guys. So if you're all interested, then bye-bye. But I want to try to fix this here. Because, there we go, now it's kind of popped out into place. Maybe I just had something kind of wrong. Oh, there we go. That's better. I don't know, it was strange. That was just kind of popped in there wrong. Anyway, are the G Gundam kits relative size to UC kits? I was thinking they're maybe a little bit smaller, but it seems like pretty standard size. I think generally they are maybe slightly smaller, but not so much like the wing kits, for example. But yeah, I mean, for a pretty unique design, which doesn't really seem like a very coherent design in my opinion, like, it seems like it was designed by two people at the same time who, like, weren't comparing notes. You know what I mean? Like we've talked about at the beginning of the stream, it's like a equal parts, like it's supposed to be like a German SS soldier and also a samurai at the same time. And so, like, I don't know. The design is weird. I don't really quite get it, but the kit is solid. I mean, I'm very surprised how it basically has no seam lines on it at all, except for a little bit here on the backpack. That's it. This little part here on the side of the backpack is the only seam line it has on there. The articulation seems pretty good, except in the torso section, which is not going to be that much. And then that chest part popped in there again, so it's just like something you just have to like not touch because it's just going to pop out. There you go. So the ab section, there's not really much articulation there, unfortunately. And the shoulder is good. I mean, it comes out really super far there in the front. And I'll go over all this in the review, of course, for you guys, but just in summary, yeah, the articulation seems pretty awesome. This large skirt armor, is this going to get in the way of the legs a little bit? Yeah, it seems like the skirt armor is going to be a little bit in the way of the leg articulation, unfortunately, but still the leg articulation is pretty good. So, I mean, yeah, not speaking on the design of the Gundam, but just the kit itself, it's a solid kit. Pleasantly surprised, I'll say. So I like that. I like when I'm pleasantly surprised by kits like that. So very cool. Recommended. So yeah, I didn't see, but did anyone mention there in the chat? Has anyone built the Master Grade Master Gundam? Master Blaster. Can anyone chime in with your opinions on that kit? Should I have another look at it? Because yeah, like with this kit, it definitely needs some work. But I mean, the base kit's solid, so I'm just taking a look over here at Dalong. I'll have another look at it myself here too. The Master Gundam. Master Grade Master Gundam. Yeah, the proportions of the Master Grade are kind of not ideal. It's got a massive head. I know the Master Gundam does have a pretty big head because it's got the big horns. But its head and yeah, the proportions of the Master Grade just don't seem good. So maybe better off getting the high grade, and then if the proportions are not quite right on the high grade, they're easier to adjust on a high grade than a Master Grade. And I can see, like, just looking at this, there's maybe a little bit more seam lines on the Master Grade Master Gundam. So maybe not quite as nice as this one in general, but if it's got the same kind of frame technology going on, then maybe it's something to look into. Or maybe just stick to the high grade if I want to get a Master Grade Master Gundam anyway. Or a Master Gundam. I'm just fixed on saying Master Grade Master Gundam. The chest on the MGG Gundams are meant to go in to cross the arms in front of them. Ah, man, Mario, I appreciate you dropping that knowledge on me. Did not know that, but that makes sense. That's pretty cool. I'm sure it's probably in the manual or something. And oh, let's see. It's probably a thing about that on the side of the box or something, maybe, or in the manual if I look again closely here. Let's see. A little bit sad that there's no 1/100 scale small little standing pilot figure. Oh yeah. Alright, it's here in the manual. It says for doing the crossed armed pose to push the chest part in. Interesting. Not sure I would have realized that on my own, so I appreciate it. I have the SD Master Gundam, very cool. Yeah. Is that the same like SD Sangoku building recently? Or is there like an older one? Possibly, probably. Where is it? Where's the high grade? I'm looking at Dalong to take another look at the high grade. When did the high grade come out? I know it came out a lot more recently than I think in my mind. I'm always surprised at just how recently the high grade G Gundam kits have come out. Like the Nobel Gundam is from when they're like 2011, yeah, so like less than 10 years old. They seem like they would have come out longer than that, before that. Brian, thanks for using the super chat there. Appreciate the fist bump. There you go. Let's see, look at the high grade. Yeah, the proportions are definitely better on the high grade, I think. But I would still want to make some modifications to that. So I guess I'll just continue to wait for hopefully maybe some sort of Master Grade 2.0. Again, it's probably just never going to happen. I think if I ever want like a good, proper, good-looking Master Gundam, I'm probably just going to have to get either the Master Grade or the high grade and just modify the hell out of it. Probably what I'm going to have to do. Something that could be kind of cool for like a future GBWC project. Like, when was the last time you see like G Gundam stuff in GBWC? Not that much. I mean, like Eric's build was kind of like, had a sort of similar G Gundam sort of like fighting theme in it last year. But it wasn't exactly like kits from G Gundam. So to see something G Gundam like in GBWC, I think would be pretty cool actually. So it's an interesting idea. Just modify the hell out of a Master Gundam, Master Grade Master Gundam for GBWC. Could be interesting. I'm sure Tim would love that. He loves G Gundam apparently. So, all right, guys, that's gonna be it for now, for today, for the live streaming. Join me later on tonight, or if you're in America, it'll be tomorrow morning for you guys. So go get some rest, and then be live streaming with Adam on the USA Gundam TV channel. And then tomorrow, this same time slot, tomorrow I'll be live with Josh doing another episode of Plamo no Trend. We're going to be taking a look at some more cool stuff over there on Twitter. And then maybe any other live build. I think Thursday or Friday of this week, maybe Friday, we'll shoot for maybe Friday, doing a live stream build of a frame arms kit. So I've got the frame arms, the SAF, the GDAO SAF custom that I'm getting ready to build. So hopefully I'll have that ready to build, and we can live stream build that maybe Friday morning. And then Saturday of the next interview, and the next interview for this week is going to be with none other than Mr. David Liu, Choco Falcon, if you guys aren't familiar with his work. So I'm looking forward to talking with him. He's someone that I wanted to review. I wanted to interview for a long time, and I tried to interview him like a couple years ago. I talked to him about doing it, but like we couldn't get it sorted out. So finally gonna get a chance to interview David, so that should be cool. So that's the gist of the rest of this week's live streaming schedule. So I really should get around to like making like a post at the beginning of the week of like what the live stream schedule is for the week, so you guys can have that to refer to. That I'll try to do that. Anyway, all right, guys. So that's it for now. I'll see you later. Watch the review of the ARC 782 Verka Master Grade kits posted later on today, and I'll see you with Adam for the Q&A tonight or tomorrow, later on. Bye bye. Perception check to answer your question lastly here about when the GPO2 is getting